Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your August 2021 mid-month check-in. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs for a more well-rounded perspective for this general reading. And if you're looking for something that's a bit more personalized to you and your situation, there are links in the description box below to my website and my Etsy shop. All right, let's go ahead and begin. The card that we are beginning with is Trust Yourself. I feel like this is really tapping into trusting your gifts, trusting your connection, trusting your ability, your intuition. So an overall sense that you have either disregarded or have a tendency to be aware of your connection, but haven't fully embraced it in some facet. But you're just being told to trust what you know, trust your intuition, trust yourself, trust your gifts. Know that those things that you innately know, you intuitively know are right. You have been validated in the past. You know that this is the truth of it all. And it's just overall just bringing forth that message of allowing yourself to believe in yourself and to have confidence in yourself and your gift and your connection. This is something that they are telling you as you move through the middle of August. I feel like the reason why this is coming through is because your connection, your intuition, your gift of knowing that you already have is going to come into play as you come towards the end of August and enter into the season of fall and into the winter season. So this gift and connection that you already have, if you can get to the point in the middle of August to just embrace and accept this of yourself, it's going to come in handy as you move through the coming months and what you may face or come up against in the coming month, couple months actually. And we have the Justice card coming in next, and there's just something that's going to come into proper balance. Now, when I say proper balance, it doesn't mean equal. I'm not talking tit for tat, as they say. I'm talking as far as proper balance from a more universal cosmic level of balance. So when we think of balance in that perspective, I'm thinking of how a year is balanced in that there is a predominantly separated in night and light or winter and summer, but it's not an exact precision. There's a transition from the one to the other. There's a beautiful organic flow or dance from one to the other, and this is what keeps everything into balance. So something's going to happen that's going to take something that appears in balance now, but it's a false sense of balance, or it's a temporary sense of balance. It's going to give way for a more cosmic concept or defined sense of balance. But an overall sense of balance or coming into balance is something that you are experiencing, something you're going to be going through. And I feel like one of the reasons why this particular energy is coming through right now is because before this sense of balance, cosmic justice, so to speak, comes into play, there is going to be something of a disrupt. And whether you have experienced it or you're coming into it, either way, this Justice card is coming now to let you know that eventually the proper balance is going to come in play as it's supposed to. You're going to see the proper balance of things being rectified, coming into correct form of balance, not just a perceived tit for tat sense of balance. We're following this with the Ace of Cups. I feel like this can be connected, but if that does not resonate as connected to the rest of this, then that's okay, because this is, again, a generalized reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But the Ace of Cups, I feel like this is tapping into going back to that Trust Yourself card and that overall concept of being able to accept and embrace yourself and accepting your gift. And I feel like the Ace of Cups is coming in strong with that concept of psychic abilities that I was kind of tapping into when I saw the Trust Yourself card come up. That ability to be able to embrace this aspect of yourself, accept it, and realize it in its fullness, and embrace it in its fullness. So like I said, with this initial card, as far as Trust Yourself is concerned, I felt like there was a bit of resistance or pushback in some facet, and you're going to come towards the end of the month where you're going to start to realize or recognize and give yourself permission to accept that yes, you do indeed have a connection. There's a huge awakening that's happening across the board, all over the place, for multiple people, multiple beings, and you are among this. And this is something that you are slowly coming into realization of, recognizing this of yourself and the connection you have. It doesn't mean you have to do something. It doesn't mean that you have to serve. A lot of times when this comes up, sometimes some people that have a resistance, it's because they think that it might mean that they have to start doing this. Now, if you are feeling inclined to creating a spiritual business, then that's fine. But if you are one of the ones whose resistance to this is because you don't want to become some sort of spiritual coach or make this your life's work, there are those of us who have this gift, and our community that we connect and help for is smaller. Sometimes it's just our family, be it just our spouse and our children, but occasionally our beyond that, even maybe our siblings, cousins, and so on and so forth. So this can be true for you too. If you are awakening and you're becoming more and more aware of your awakening, and you're becoming more aware of how strong your connection is, then please know that it does not automatically mean that you have to start doing readings for other people who you don't know. Sometimes it just means that you're connected, and this connection is going to help you on a very personalized level. It's going to help you for yourself and your personal journey. It may extend to maybe a lover or a spouse or children. You might be that connection, that source of connection to the other side for your family. Instead of them going to outside sources, they might be able to stick with you, and knowing that you guys are bound to each other by your ancestors, by your blood, and you may be that for them. And for some of you, it can just mean that this means that you will have a better connection with guidance and direction as you move through the rest of your life, which is just as beautiful as any other scenario that you may come up with. So if this is part of your resistance, you can release that resistance and know that you will be guided accordingly. But all in all, there's just an overall sense with the Ace of Cups of this awareness of awakening that you're experiencing as far as your connection, what you see, what you sense, what you know, and what that means to you. We have Two of Swords, and I feel this is drawing back into what I've already commented as far as how that doesn't necessarily mean that you automatically have to be using your gift as a side hustle or any sort of hustle at all. It doesn't mean that you have to use your gift as a means for connecting for other people for free. This is all information that can come to you later. The first step is to accept that whatever the gift is presenting itself is, to accept that you do have a gift, you do have a connection, you are a source of connection. And what you do with that is up to you. Free will is a big part of my personal belief. And if you are drawn to me because of the spiritual energy that maybe something within you or something you're connected brought you to this video, I can only surmise that there is part of your belief system that actually believes in that as well, which means whatever your gift is, you still have the right of free will. You still have the right to choose. And I feel like the Two of Swords is coming in that as far as whenever your gifts and your connections grow, you might come against that option of doing more with it than just serving yourself and serving your spiritual expansion. But you have the free will. You can take the time to weigh the pros and cons and decide what it is that you feel is your calling with your connection, and you can choose whichever way that you want to choose. That free will is always in place no matter what. So I feel like that's coming in play because it's going to resonate on some level, both now and in the future as you experience this. So some of you, when you're watching it now, are feeling a certain something as you hear these words, but there are also some of you who this might not resonate, but there'll come a time in the coming weeks when things start to kind of click and fall into place. This will be, you'll be remembering this aspect of it, and suddenly you'll have that epiphany of, oh, that's what that meant, that's how that applies to me. And it's just going to help to open up the doors, it's going to kind of be a message that your subconscious will pick up on, and that is free will is important. You always have the option to choose whichever path and whatever direction that you want to go. Finally, we're bringing up the Turtle card, and I feel like there's an overall sense of ancient wisdom that comes with this. Connection to old world traditions, connection to animal medicine, animal totems, animal spirit energy, how this may even play a part with some of you as far as family connections and even maybe old folklore or ancestor work. But there's ancient wisdom in this, and how that resonates is up to you. Whether or not you want to seek that is up to you. Where that takes you or leads you is up to you, and how you open yourself up to the guidance that you can connect with as far as that's concerned. But it doesn't necessarily have to be turtle specifically. Just for me, whenever I saw this particular card, the energy that came off of it was just that overall perspective of ancient wisdom and ancient connections. Where that leads you is up to you. And if right away, if turtle energy is what resonated, run with that. But if it didn't, ancient ways, ancient customs, ancient lore, ancient connections, that's what's coming through. And so I feel like this is sort of the direction that you are going to be going as you close the month of August and enter into the other remaining months of this particular year. So, all right, that's all I have for you, Cancer. Hopefully you manage to work through this and you see what you need to see in and of yourself, accept yourself, and recognize your inner power and where this can carry you. And hopefully it carries you long into the future with huge spiritual expansions, wherever that may lead. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more well-rounded, generalized perspective. And again, if you would like something that's a bit more personalized, be sure to check out the description box for links to my website and Etsy shop. Other than that, have a fabulous rest of August, and I will see you in a future video.